The Democratic National Convention gets started tonight. It was just a few weeks ago, remember, the Democratic Party seemed to be in shambles. As former President Trump was gaining in the polls, there was infighting within the party about Joe Biden's candidacy.
So fast forward a month, and as Democrats gather at their convention in Chicago, there is a new top of the ticket and a renewed sense of unity in the party. In fact, unity will be an underlying theme, particularly in night one, as President Biden will speak in prime time, passing the torch to Vice President Harris. He did a walkthrough of the arena just moments ago.
He's not the only old guard presidential candidate to speak tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan in the newsroom with more of what we can expect over the next few nights, 4 of them to be exact. Jim?
Bill, Monday is kind of New York night at the Democratic Convention in Chicago. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will speak, and Governor Kathy Hochul will address the crowd. Also, former Secretary of State and former Senator from New York, Hillary Clinton, will take to the podium. All of that before President Joe Biden addresses what was, to have been until just a few nights ago, his convention. Chicago is ready for the Democratic Convention, and the vice president's husband did a walkthrough today to get a first-hand look. The first night will feature President Joe Biden.
We get an opportunity tonight to say a thank you to the best president of my lifetime.
Also slated to speak on the first night, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, who addressed a group of delegates from Wisconsin today and talked about the importance of defeating Donald Trump.
It's also our opportunity to forever banish Donald Trump from the national stage.
We have to make America great again.
Former President Trump is not sitting out the Democratic Convention. He was in the crucial swing state of Pennsylvania today with this dire prediction: if Kamala Harris wins the White House.
Our country will have no jobs by the time these communists and Marxists get rid of, when they destroy the country, probably can never come back either, just so you understand.
And J.D. Vance was out too, saying Americans know all about the economy and energy prices.
That's the conversation that American families have every single day when you have a vice president like Kamala Harris who's raising energy prices instead of lowering energy prices. It is a disgrace.
The Harris campaign had just weeks to make this convention its own, but there are things here beyond its control, including what promises to be a vocal pro-Palestine contingent protesting here.
There's a horrific genocide of Palestinians taking place that's being aided and abetted by the Democratic Party leadership and its representatives and Genocide Joe, Killer Kamala Harris, and Baby Killer Blinken.
Well, those demonstrators are what could stand in the way of what Democrats see as crucial to victory in November: a unified voice and a sense of inevitability that the torch they spend so much time talking about will pass not backwards to former President Donald Trump, but forward to a new generation represented by Kamala Harris. Bill?
Jim Dolan, we appreciate the look ahead tonight, Jim Dolan, as we take another live look inside the United Center in Chicago. Coming up at 5:30, we'll be joined by ABC News political director Rick Klein as he pinpoints what to watch out for this week. That's in our next half hour. And a reminder that ABC News special live coverage of the DNC begins tonight at 10 o'clock right here on Channel 7.